Welcome to the Who's Where Benefit Contribution, Invoicing, and Reconciliation Product Overview. In this presentation, we will review the basics of the Benefit Contribution Invoicing and Reconciliation solution. Multiple location employers often struggle with administering employee and employer benefit contributions to stay compliant with regulations and reconcile benefit premium payments against their carrier. This administrative task can consume resources better spent elsewhere. The Who's Where solution generates one-click location-level invoices for timely contribution and collection of payments, avoiding unfunded plans or loss of funds associated with pay-as-billed carrier agreements. Invoices can be generated for each paycheck or monthly, whichever you choose. Who's Where provides you with the tools to consolidate data for all of your benefit plans, calculate employer contributions, electronically transfer funds, and generate a file for uploading directly to your carrier or record keeper. We can accommodate any carrier file specification and have working relationships in place with Principal, Transamerica, Lincoln, MetLife, ING, Mutual of America, VALIC, TIAA, and others. The executive dashboard provides easy identification of employee-level exceptions and location-level to-dos, and then lets you or the location take immediate action on these items, including sending automated notifications and reminders. Let's take a look at the solution. The executive dashboard in Who's Where provides an overview of any pending, failed, or completed invoices for all locations, as well as showing which employers haven't created invoices on time or have created invoices but haven't authorized them for payment. Drill down to details for any of these categories is available by clicking any underlined value. In addition, emails can be sent to employers to remind them to make their payments, thus facilitating timely contributions and avoiding penalties for late payments to employee accounts. To use the email reminder functionality, the organization simply checks the reminder box next to the location or locations that they'd like to send a reminder to, then click the Send Email button. Who's Where will track any emails that have been sent for future reference. The process for a location to create, review, and authorize their invoice is simple. A user navigates to the Create Invoice page and selects the type of invoice they want to create, as well as the paycheck or month to invoice for, depending on your configuration. Once the user clicks the button to create their invoice, Who's Where will alert them if there are any contributions in the system for an employee that isn't enrolled, as well as if there are any employees who are eligible and not enrolled. Contributions for non-enrolled employees will prevent the invoice from being created entirely until the data in question has been reviewed and corrected. Once the Create Invoice button is clicked, an invoice is generated as shown on the next screen. Who's Where provides the ability to consolidate billing for all benefits on one invoice, to have each benefit invoiced separately, or for any combination of benefits on a single invoice. For example, all health-related benefits on one invoice, all retirement contributions on another, etc. In this example, several different benefits are together on one invoice: retirement, medical, and dental. The funds for these contributions can be separated as needed when electronically transferred to the appropriate account. Also note that the invoice details out the information for each employee that is enrolled in the plan, and both the employee and employer contributions are included on the invoice, making it easy to reconcile the full amount due per employee. Who's Where will calculate the employer amount of premium plans based on the employee enrollment and the deduction taken from their paycheck. It will also calculate any employer contributions to retirement or pension plans based on your rules set up in Who's Where. For example, an employer may match up to a specific percentage of an employee's gross pay if the employee also contributes that same amount. Another example is an employer discretionary contribution that may be made regardless of an employee's participation. Who's Where can calculate any amounts based on your plan rules. Once the employer has reviewed the invoice, they simply click on the Authorize button and the funds will be scheduled for electronic transfer. Once all employers have authorized their invoices, Who's Where can consolidate data from those invoices to create a single remittance file for your plan provider in the format that they require, greatly reducing the effort required to aggregate employee data and create the file according to the vendor's specifications. We have relationships with many plan providers, including Valic, Principal, Transamerica, MetLife, Lincoln, Mutual of America, and more. This feature not only saves time, but may also reduce the administration fees from your plan providers. Whosware also includes many reports that can be used to reconcile vendor invoices to validate that enrollments are up to date so that the employer isn't invoiced for employees who have dropped coverage or terminated. Thank you for viewing our benefit contribution invoicing and reconciliation overview. To speak with a Whosware representative about your specific needs or to learn more about additional product features, contact us at 888-561-2072, option 41, or email sales@points-north.com.